collectively.
Yes, yes.
Second interview.
Like one of those aspirational things.
What about them making her scream?
She's doing them to me.
The way it was in the movie, in a crowded theater, and it's so exciting.
Well, congrats again, and it makes you look amazing. I love that you did a nod to
Why do I love this?
I'm not really thinking about that tonight. I'm thinking about watching my friends. Really close.
I love Meghann so much.
We're gonna do some paired photos with you guys. Hey, Sapphire! Good job.
Hi, nice to see you again. What's up? What's up? Gotcha. Well, listen, our first premiere at South by was in 2018 with A Quiet Place.
Okay, good.
It was the single best screening I've ever had, and so I'm hopeful that we can replicate something close to what that was. Well, Chris's intent was always to make this a fun roller coaster ride, and we hope he delivered. I mean, when I watch it, I feel it. I hope the audience feels the same way. And I didn't know anything. I don't even know what a meme is. And when I started this movie, so I'm an old guy. That's when I made the movie with my kid, who's young, and he told I didn't even know what a meme was when we started this process. Yeah, you meet someone online, and you think you know them, but you don't really know them, and then you're confronted with that person, and anything can happen. It can go great, it can go horribly, and I think our movie shows all of the above. Well, listen, we all are carrying it around us. It knows where we are at all times. And so most of the time it's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing.
Last question. Tell me about how proud you are of this film and maybe something special that you'll take with you from it.
Well, look, this is the first studio movie I've made with my son, and that's very meaningful to me. When he was born, standing right here, Michael Bay held him in his arms because Michael and I have been partnered together as long as Cameron's been alive, and here we all are on the carpet together. It's an amazing thing for me.
I love Austin. I worked here for 4 or 5 months in 1923, and I've always wanted to come to this festival, and yeah, I'm really excited to premiere here. I was stoked when I found out. Yeah, I mean, it's a classic movie that I don't think you see a lot anymore. You know, it's a fun film. It's very Hitchcock. It's very Agatha Christie. But the way that they shot it, it has a modern take, and it's suspenseful, and there's very inventive camera angles and the way they edited it. But it does sort of have this classic psychological thriller element that you would have seen in a Hitchcock film back in the day. And I think it's just a good ride, and it's a good film to go see in the theaters. And just kind of escape and yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, it's contemporary for sure in that sense, and I mean, I think that's something we've all experienced. You know, our phones getting hacked and someone kind of messing with you through the technological end of things, and yeah, I haven't seen someone tie that in sort of a suspenseful narrative before. And I think Chris did a really, really incredible job doing that. Because you do feel that it could happen to you. And what would I do if I was in this position? I'm very proud of it. I mean, the experience was a special one. I mean, I got to work with Chris, and he's such a lovely man and a great filmmaker. And he's really sort of cornered the market on his thing in sort of his thrillers and his horrors and his comedy, and they're sort of elevated and there's a wink, and he does it so tastefully and so brilliantly. And I got to work with Meghann and Jeffery, and we became dear friends through this process, which doesn't always happen. And I mean, that was worth the experience for me, just in anything. And then to have a film in theaters is something that I'm really stoked about, and I want to continue to do, because I grew up going to the movies, and it was my safe place and my solace. And yeah, it's my favorite thing to do is go, escape into a film. And I'm just happy that people are going back to the movies.
Oh my God, this is the most exciting night of my life, I think. Yeah, I lived in Austin. This is my favorite festival. I've always dreamed of being a part of it, and so I just cannot believe that I'm here right now. Yeah, I mean, I would say, Drop is a nail-biting, ultra suspenseful movie. It keeps you guessing the whole way through. It keeps you engaged the whole way through. It has, really emotional characters that are struggling with some pretty heavy things, but also it's a movie that still knows how to have a lot of fun. Yeah, so, look, there's a lot of memes in the movie, and what was really important to me was that they were real memes that, everybody has gotten. And so it took us a long time to get those actual memes cleared legally, but I didn't want to replace them or fake them because I knew that the audience would see through that. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's a technology that everybody's familiar with. It's something that we all use. And for me, the real fun of the movie is watching how that kind of technology gets turned into something evil. Yeah, I mean, our villain in the movie is using airdrops to manipulate and control our lead character, and they're untraceable. And so it puts her in a real impossible situation because it's very difficult for her to prove where these things are coming from and who's sending them, because you can't identify where they're coming from. I mean, who doesn't first dates are already terrifying, and I think that's also part of the premise, is that, going on a first date's really scary. Now add some psychopath that's trying to, destroy your life and someone else's life, and it's pretty intense. Honestly, I'm always the most proud of my cast. I'm so enamored with them. They are all so good. Every single role, no matter how big or small, every actor brought their A game, and I think it's there on the screen. So I'm very, very proud of those people.
Yeah, I mean, South by Southwest is just inherently cool. I mean, Austin's inherently cool, but South by Southwest specifically makes you feel hipper and trendier than you really are in real life. So I'm riding that wave this weekend. Yeah, I mean, I think the audience should expect the type of movie that you want to go see in a theater with people, and that, it's got these great jump scares, but it's also got these great laughs, and I think it's a type of movie that I think will bring people together in an audience, and it's a communal experience to watch a movie, so hopefully people will see it in theaters. So, it uses the airdrop memes, and so I mean, I find memes to be toxic and evil to begin with. So, I mean, when they're then threatening you, I think it's just taking it to the inevitable next level. Yeah, I mean, how terrifying is your phone to begin with? I mean, anytime my phone buzzes, I assume I'm in trouble for something, or that someone's mad at me. So I think the idea of a phone as an evil thing is a very relatable thing for everyone in the world who has one. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible first date. We've all been there. Maybe you'll go to this movie on a horrible first date, and then you can actually bond over how bad your date is going while you watch a bad date. I think that's one way to see it. Well, I've always been a huge fan of Chris Landon, and I think he did such a brilliant job directing this movie, and he's such a great leader and has such a strong POV and knows exactly what he wants. And he just made it such a wonderful experience that was really playful and fun, and let everybody really play, and then getting to work with Brandon and Meghann and fall in love with them, and it was just all around one of the great experiences of my life, so I had a blast.
I'm so excited. I've never been to the festival before, and I've heard from pretty much everyone that has been that it's incredible and it's the best crowds ever, so I'm feeling really, really, really lucky that we're getting to premiere Drop here, and I can't wait to see how everybody responds to it. I mean, truthfully, the film is about 90 minutes of a sort of simmering panic attack. No, it's super suspenseful and surprising, and really keeps you on your toes. You're trying the whole time to figure out who's the person sending the messages and what's going to happen, and I don't know if anybody's going to guess it, but I'm interested to know, if someone's says like, oh, I figured it out. Because I didn't when I read the script. You know, I never really thought about it, but it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's part of what's so great about it is that it feels like something that really could happen. Part of what's so great and scary about it is that it feels within, you know, the possibility of reality. But yeah, I think Landon did an incredible job of incorporating that into the film and making it feel really accessible to the audience and not like taking you out of the story. Yes, it is basically about a first date that's supposed to go really great because the guy seems really cool and they're connecting, but it's kind of, everything goes to hell after that. But in the end, it's really hopeful.